Hello everyone and welcome in the next video on my channel, and today I want to show you this cool looking notification system. As you see here we have 3 triggers, and when I trigger this one I get this cool notification. As you see, it fade in and fade out. See, it's cool looking animation. Okay, all is done with words, so there's no blueprints or anything. And when I enter this one, it's the bigger one, so you can easily customize the background, the text size, the size of the notification. It's super easy to customize, and it's cool looking. As you see here, we have new wave just spawned notification, and with this custom sound. Okay, and when you spawn multiple ones, as you see, it's like it's just cool looking. So yeah, I'm super excited to show you guys this notification system and how it's worked in UEFN. And yeah, let's go into it. Okay, so let's start with code. As you see here, we have some tooltips for you guys to know basically what is each setting for. As you see, when you go to UEFN and first device, you can basically see horizontal screen. So this basically these tooltips. As you see, when you hover it, it's like everything is basically described. Okay, so that is what this tooltips is for. Here we have the two message functions. So this basically take string and return a message, so we can display it on player screen, because it requires a message, and yeah, we need to convert it to message with this function. Here we have the player session notification data. So this basically the session one is not saved or whatever, just the session one where we store the start box. Okay, so this start box is basically the one that's store our notifications, so that's why they like line up one let's scroll, like from top to bottom. Okay, so this basically done with starboards. And here we have basically our notif canvas, so this is basically a main widget for this. Next we have the notification data. So this is basically here we use it in notifications, so basically you can add as much notification as you want, and this is the main data for it. Okay, so first of all we have the text, so basically the text of the notification, so you can write it whatever you want. As you see here in our first device, we can go here and write a text of our notification. Hello, this is a test notification, or whatever text you only want. Okay, so this is really up to you. Next we have the show duration. Okay, so this is basically the duration of our notification, so how long it should be displayed. Next we have the text size, so you can customize the text size of the notification from the 6 to 128 if you want to change that value. I don't know if you can even, yeah, probably you can. I don't know if you want bigger notifications, but if you want, you can just change this size to, I don't know, 512, and you will have this cool slider. No, it will not. But yeah, you can go past 128 because I didn't push changes, so that's why it's like that. Okay, and I just want to show you the possibilities with editables. Next we have the background color and the outline color. So as you saw on the notification, the background is the background basically, and the outline is the outline, so it's self-explanatory. Okay, next we have the logic variable, which is show to all, and if this is true, the notification will be shown to all the players in the lobby, and if this will be set to false, it will be shown to the player that triggered the trigger. Okay, so basically to the single agent. Next we have the is enabled. This basically if you want to disable some notification, maybe you don't want to use it, like you add it but you want to add it in the update right now, you can disable the notification. If you want, you don't need to remove it, you can just disable it and it will not work. Okay, next we have the size, and here we have the class notification size settings. When we go to it, we have the width, height, outline thickness, and the spacing. So that's basically a simple UI things. So width is basically width, height is height, and the outline thickness is basically how thick you want your outline to be, and the spacing. So yeah, that's basically it. Here we have our show trigger. So this is basically the trigger that show the notification when this trigger device will be triggered. So it will need to send the triggered event, the notification will be shown, and it depends from this logic. So basically if this is true, it will show to all players. If this is false, it will show to the triggered player, so basically to this agent. Okay, and to pass this agent when triggering to show it to the specific agent. Next is sound audio player. As you see, it's the optional, because maybe you don't want custom sounds for the notifications, But as you see, I added this audio player here with this success sound. Okay, it's something like that with volume 1, and I have my notification to be, this is for the third one, I have my notification to be show to all. Okay, so basically I that it can be heard by everyone basically. Oh no, Incinerator only. I don't want this to be heard by everyone. And we have player location to local player. Okay, and that's basically it's that, you know, need to change maybe the volume if you want, or the audio itself. And basically you go to this notification manager, and here you will have the optional, and this will be set to value. So we're setting this to value and audio player device. And as here we can now choose from our map basically this audio player. And now when this notification is shown, basically the player will hear the audio from this audio player device. So this cool sound. Okay, so you can go whatever sound you want, even if you want, I know, some events notification or something happen in your map and you want some drastic sound or sound effect like cash collected. I don't know, I just countless possibilities for this. Okay, it's literally countless possibilities. Okay, and that's all. We have the notification positions, okay, and the size. Here we have the notification trigger handler. So here we handle the on-triggered event to, you know, show the notification or show to the specific player. Okay, so here's to all, here's to the specific player. So basically what we have is two variables here. First of all is the device, so this is basically our main device. To get this function, so show from data to all and show from data. Okay, so show notification from data, so and the data is our notification data that you customize in this notification manager. Okay, and yeah, that's basically it that we do is here. Next is our main device. Okay, here we have the position, and this is position of our start box. Okay, so from where you want your notification to be displayed. As you see, the default one is the one I showed you on the preview video. So this is from the top, center top. Okay, we have the anchor X, anchor Y, and the offset top. Okay, so you can customize it to whatever you want. As you see here, this is the tooltip for it. And let me see. Yeah, we have the horizontal screen. Anchor 0 is left, 0.5 is center, and 1.0 is right. And the same for vertical, but it's top and bottom. Okay, so that's basically it. You can customize from where your notification you want to display. Okay, be displayed. And here we have the notifications. So this is basically an array of our notification data. So here you can add as much notifications as you want. Okay, next we have player data, and let me rename it so it will be player notification data. Okay, oh, I need to change a lot of things. But yeah, I know probably most of you guys will use the player data as the player save data. Okay, so for this saves, for saving his data with price table. So that's why I just do it player notification data. It will be better. Okay. Here we have our on begin, and oh, do I talk about it? No, I think not. Okay, so here in player notification data, we basically store this start box and notification canvas. Okay, so that's basically it. Next we have our on begin. So basically when we start a round or game, it depends on how your game function. And yeah, we're getting the play space. Okay, so we don't get it every single time, we just get it once. And here we subscribe when player join to the game or player leaves the game. Okay, so player added event and player removed event. We have these two functions that I will go through later. And next we looping through the players to init for players, and that's why we looping it here even if we subscribed here. Okay, so you may ask why. It's because if players are already in game, okay, so not joined in progress, basically will not apply to this function. Okay, so yeah, this function works only for the players that join in progress. Okay, so not when the game is starting and everything is initializing. This function is work only for player who joins in progress. Okay, next we have our initialize our notification. Okay, so basically we're creating a handler for each notification to subscribe, as I told before, to trigger event. As you see, we have the notif show trigger event subscribe to our handler that on triggered. Okay, so we basically handle it that way. And okay, next we have on player added. Okay, so let's see who have init for player. And first thing we do is create him a brand new start box and create him a canvas. Okay, so we basically adding this notification to his UI. As you see, we're getting the player UI and adding the widget for the notifications. Okay, and here we have our player notification data here, so we will assign it here. Okay, we create a new one, we're setting up the start box to our start box that we created, and canvas to the canvas that we created right there with our start box. Okay, next we setting up the player notification data for our player, so the key is the player, and we're setting that to this data that we created here. Okay, next we have the on player removed, so we're cleaning up the player. Okay, so we're accessing all his data, canvas, player UI. Okay, and first of all we remove his widget from the UI, and next we remove it from the player notification data map. So here we have this player yeah, from this map basically. And so, you know, when you have the map, okay, and for example 16 players, and they will join and remove and join and remove, join and remove, your map can be like in hundreds or thousands if you don't clean up. And it's really important because, you know, you don't want to have like map with 1000 players. Like this can impact on your performance, so remember to clean your maps. If it's, you know, if you don't use any of the data, just clean it up. And this is the simple function for it to clean up it, so you can, I know, copy it. Here we have the show from data, so basically we showing it to the single player. Okay, and we passing the notification data, and here we have show to all, and we don't get the player because we're showing it to all, so why do we need the player, right? And here we have show from data, so basically spawning this function, okay, for all, and passing each player and the notification. And here we actually showing the notification. Okay, so first of all we need to access the player data. Okay, so his start box, and we're checking if in the notification data we passed the sound player. If not, we basically not playing it, this will fail and there is no audio. Okay, if true, we play the audio, and you know, player hear the notification audio, and we display the notification. So we're creating it, and it's pretty simple. We have two color blocks, first for outline and second for the background. Okay, here we have the background color and outline color, and yeah, the size, width, height, and all of that. Here we create a text, so we have the text with the notification text, the text color, and the text size, the text opacity, the justification, the shadow color, and the shadow opacity. And if you want me to add something to the system, you know, you just can write in the comment and I will update the system. So yeah, here we have the notification overlay, so basically we adding all of these three blocks. Okay, so color block, and the text block to one overlay, and this overlay we basically adding to our start box. Okay, so yeah, that's basically it. Here we have the fade in function, and as you see, this is pretty complex function. So yeah, we basically have steps and the time. Okay, and as you see, we have, yeah, basically this for fading, and yeah, we have the same one for the fading out, but the backwards. Okay, so that's basically what is all about. And after that we remove our notification from the widget. Okay, so that's basically it in this function, in this system, as you see. And yeah, that's basically it. It's pretty simple, so you know, understand it and how to actually add it. So basically just go to your project files, grab the notification manager device, and here we have the positions. If you want it as on the preview, like from the top center, you basically keep that values, is, you know, you don't need to change them. And here we have the notifications, so how much notifications you want is, you can literally add hundreds of them. And yeah, let's go from first. This is the text, so we basically type this is a notification. Okay, show duration, I will go maybe 3 or maybe 5. Okay, so maybe I want to say something important. And here is the text size, so let's go with for example 48, made it a bit bigger. I want the background color to be, I know, something like that, okay, and the outline color to be the same color. So basically copy this background color and paste it here, but make it a little bit darker. So yeah, I basically done it for all my outlines. This is the easiest way to do them. And I want to show this to the single player. Okay, this is enabled. Size, I will go with default size. Maybe the thickness I will go to 8. Okay, and here we have a short trigger, so I will basically go to all Fortnite and search for trigger device. Okay, here we have the trigger device and connect it to marked trigger and audio player. Okay, we'll go to now Fortnite and devices and search for audio player for our notification. So this audio player, and let's find some cool sound. Yeah, this looks fire. And let's make it at 2. Okay, and play on hit. We don't want that. Can be heard by instigator only, and play location to be our local player. Okay, let's connect our audio player, and yeah, let's test it out how it's look like. Okay, so I'm in game and let's go to our trigger. Okay, and okay, we heard this nice sound, and we have this is a test this is a notification. So yeah, and when we go twice, for example, we have 2 notifications. Okay, oh, but what's the cool thing? As you see, the sound is not playing every time we trigger the notification, and the way to fix that is to go to Unreal and basically in our audio player, just just go with reset audio when activated, and now it will basically play every single time we trigger the trigger. Okay, so let's test that. And as you see, now it's playing every single time. If you want this that way, that's how you can do it. Okay, so that was basically it in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If so, I will really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. And yeah, if you want all the assets from this tutorial, it's in my Discord, link is down below. Okay, so that was it. Thanks for watching and see you guys in the next one.